I didn't know how to describe it, but now I do. BBLs look like club outfits that you can't take off.
Why do you have a BBL and you work at T-Mobile?
I just feel like a BBL at 8 a.m., that's just too early.
BBLs don't really look good in a natural setting. Like, they don't really match the energy of the world.
It's such a life-altering experience when you see a BBL casually in, like, Target. Like, oh, mamas, what are you doing here?
Where you at, Berto?
BBLs are leaving their natural habitat. Something's off.
There's a growing conversation online about something people are starting to notice in the light of day.
Seeing a BBL in public feel like seeing a Cybertruck on the road. Because, like, that ain't normal to see. Especially during the day. Like, it should be like a nighttime thing only, right?
And we've discussed time and place multiple times, time and place for specific outfits, time and place for certain behaviors. But I never thought we'd come to a day where time and place would apply to a body.
BBL should never see broad daylight. I just couldn't have a BBL because what do you mean I could no longer be a teacher? I can't work at a grocery store. They said that got BBLs, they can't live in Colorado because what the is a BBL doing in Colorado?
I think we need to be more specific. Now, I'm not a fan at all of anybody altering their body. I love my natural queens. You know, shout out to my natural queens out there. But if we're gonna be objectively honest, I think we're talking about the bad BBLs. Like the BBLs where it's like, you know them hoes that be walking around looking like ants? They body be fragile, but the behind is bigger than they entire body. You know what I'm saying? I think those are the ones where it's like, yo, what the hell is going on? Now, the ones where you can't really tell it's a BBL, I mean, shit, at that point, you would never really know.
And this is very new to me because the human body has never really been something that needed a proper setting. But now it seems that expectation is standard.
Why do y'all get a BBL to live in Nashville? You don't need it here.
Today, spotting a BBL in person is like seeing a shooting star. You know it exists, but when it actually shows up, it still kind of throws you off.
I just saw a BBL for the first time, like in person, and wow, I'm shocked.
Where y'all living? Because out here in Houston, these BBLs are everywhere. It's almost actually more rare to not see the shit. Y'all niggas must be living in Ohio and Utah and shit. Because out here in Houston, seeing a BBL is like goddamn seeing a cloud in the sky, bro. That's normal things.
Like in a good way.
Seeing BBLs in real life will always be so fascinating to me. Oh my gosh, that's a BBL. Like, oh my gosh, that person, that's a BBL. That is a real life BBL.
Holy culture shock.
Wow.
And BBLs aren't a brand new invention that just dropped last week, but the way people react when they spot one outside of its natural habitat is very telling. Because what does that mean? Who decided that? And why does it feel so easy for people to agree on it without even thinking twice?
Houston's out of control, Berto. Houston's been out of control. Yeah, but I'm also from Miami, though. So again, I just feel like BBLs, like if we're having the conversation about, whether we should do it, right or wrong, blah, 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 stuff like that. It's like, okay, cool, we have that conversation. But it's kind of news to me that y'all niggas are like, yo, I've never seen a BBL before. Like it's a rare Pokemon. No, like that, y'all really living like this? That's crazy to me. I seeing that shit every day.
Not in its ordinary habitat, like standing in a wild is truly different.
And within all the talk, the naturally built, no appointment needed bodies are starting to feel that heat too.
I wish I could take my butt off and go to work. You know what I mean? Because like, this is just too much. You know, like it just don't feel right. That's why I always got this cardigan. I got so many cardigans. I'll be respectful.
But what if I told you this conversation really isn't about the body? First, we need to tap into what this type of body has been presented to represent, because once you see it, you'll get a better understanding on why the reactions are so strong. Welcome to the Girl Talk You Didn't Know You Needed. Now, I'm not saying you have to subscribe. You're classy. I know you don't just give those away for free, but hopefully at the end of this video, we become besties enough for you to take that next step.
My bestie. I already know she about to hit us with a brand deal. Oh, come on, man.
Mean that to sound more
I don't skip Mondo. Weirdo.
It's really just to expose how certain features are isolated, emphasized, and made the main attraction, especially for financial gain.
What happens is the woman's body becomes hacked apart, dismembered in ads. So in ad after ad for all kinds of products, just one part of the body is focused upon. And this is, of course, the most dehumanizing thing you can do to somebody. Not only is she a thing, but just one part of that body is focused upon.
Now, there was one space where women could be ogled at, and it really just came with the territory, and that was the era where being eye candy was everything.
Throughout the music video era, we saw several transitions. We were growing as a culture.
In 2000, it became about the vixen.
We were the aesthetic. We were part of the fabric.
She had the curves, but she had the face. She had the attitude.
Women were getting paid like rappers.
I do want to note that at the height of the video girl era, the body was definitely a plus, but it wasn't everything, okay? In the most respectful way. These women were really just expected to be human wallpapers. From all genres of music, women were expected to stand there, look pretty, and occasionally do a little shimmying to make the music video more attractive.
19 years old, you're being thrown a check and say, stand next to Lil Wayne. I dare you to say no.
We made the video hot. We helped them sell records.
And you always want to see a pretty chick. You know, that feels like success. You know, that feels like money.
It was almost like a written rule that these women weren't there.
Controversial take. Not sure if this is it, but music videos don't hit the same no more, bro. I feel like nowadays, y'all young niggas really don't have the luxury of enjoying music videos anymore. Like music doesn't even hit the same no more. Much less music videos. There was a time where like niggas would be like, yo, this song just dropped. I gotta see the music video. I can't wait to see the music video. Music videos are kind of like, now. Like we don't even care. I mean, shit, I can't even remember the last music video I watched. I feel bad for y'all, bro. Everything sucks now, bro. Wait, hold on. I know you guys usually skip this part of the video, but give me 1 second. I want to put you guys on real quick on a way to make some extra money that is 100% legit, and you can do it all from your phone. TesterUp is a platform that works with games to find new users just like you to test their games out. These apps and games are willing to pay new users to get on their platform because 9 times out of 10, they genuinely actually like playing the game. And the app in return ends up making money because you're playing the game that they paid you to play. I know that sounds a little bit too good to be true, but this is why I'm breaking it down for you so you understand the business behind it and how it works. TesterUp helps put money back in your pocket that these platforms are willing to pay for new users. So if you already like playing games on your phone, click the link in the description or use the QR code on the screen. You're gonna make a free account. It's completely free to do. And you can start making $10 to $20 off of games that you already love playing. This isn't a get rich quick scheme, so it's full transparency here. But if you're dedicated enough and you like playing games on your phone, there's people already making hundreds of dollars as well. Again, it's completely free to try. Use the QR code on the screen or click the link in the description. Check it out and make some extra cash.
Here to take it all the way. Just be pretty, make the artist look like everything revolved around him.
The image of scantily clad women is supposed to affirm some image of masculinity, the man as the Mac, as this, sexually powerful, virile example of manhood. And the idea is this man is so important and so powerful, and these women, conversely, are so dime a dozen that they don't matter. They're just eye candy. They're worthless.
But then eventually...
Soulja Boy music videos had me hype, and y'all already know how I get down with Soulja Boy, bruh. Pause. But that nigga, believe it or not, he was goated at one point, bruh. There was a time where Soulja Boy literally had the whole industry in the palm of his hand, and that shit was hard. That shit was hard.
Everything started to revolve around that ad. Well, those curves.
They've gotten to a point where it's just basically just ass and titties on the camera. I don't think I've seen a video in a long time where women aren't shaking their butts. It's like, it's a must.
And instead of just keeping it at those curves, I should probably say that crack, because Nelly, in his prime, set a scene that made it obvious, making it very clear what you were supposed to be looking at and what that look meant.
A controversy surrounding rap artist Nelly led to an emotional meeting at Spelman College tonight. The discussion focused on hip-hop videos and how they portray women.
In the video, Nelly is seen swiping his credit card down a woman's backside.
I was very, very bothered, to say the least, about the video.
With lyrics that read, it must be...
Comparing controversies back then to what the fuck we be dealing with now. Bro, we have niggas putting hammers to face and call it looks maxing. And this was like hot news at the time. Like, yo, in a rap music video, a rapper swiped a credit card on Shorty's ass cheek. Bro, what the fuck is going on in the world, gang?
You're at, cause it ain't your face. He completely shifted the narrative that video girls were just supposed to be a pretty face. And eventually the expectation didn't even need to be said.
When Buffy the Body came out, it started this whole thing with you had to have a big butt. You cannot come after Buffy the Body and not have a butt her size or bigger.
We didn't just see these figures in the music videos. It seemed like right as the sun went down, beautiful, bootylicious women spawned. They were at the nightclubs, the strip clubs, they were bottle girls, they were arm candy, they were on the corner. Let's be honest, there was a specific build that came with being one of these women.
All the dances are about ass. Too much.
Even though there's no studies to show that the fatter the ass, the more money the guy has, nonetheless, it doesn't stop them from trying.
I seen girls with perfect bodies, in my opinion, they were like, no. I need to get more ass. I need to pump it up. And I'd be like, oh my God.
And without realizing it, that started to form a mental category in people's minds. Instead of just seeing these bodies, like it or not, they started to associate these bodies with a certain kind of environment. So, now that I painted that picture for you, you can imagine what happened when women outside of that environment started to desire the bodies that normally came with it.
I think music video changed the booty era.
When you look at music historically, there's always been songs that have celebrated more curvaceous figures.
There are certain actors and actresses in the media that are role models, and people want to look like their role model.
With the Nicki Minaj's and the K. Michelle's, you're seeing like this super exaggerated version of the big butt.
Everybody thinks they have to have a big butt to get put on.
I've discussed the rise in plastic surgery many times, so we don't have to go too in depth with that. But we all know how deep it goes. With these surgeries becoming more accessible, celebrities and influencers getting them, social media flooded with them, people advocating and promoting them.
Get the cosmetic procedure. Get the BBL, get the lipo, get the filler, get the facial balancing, get the PRP. I don't care what it is, get the cosmetic procedure.
That's terrible advice. Hell no. Don't listen to that.
I went down a whole rabbit hole on these BBLs, right? I looked at the befores and afters. Let these girls get a BBL. I'm not even trying to be funny or nothing right now. But when I see the before videos, I'm like, it makes sense. It definitely makes sense. I'm glad you got that BBL.
It seemed like everywhere you looked online.
Bruh, I ain't gonna lie, girls be really girls' biggest haters, gang. These girls will get on here and say the most crazy shit and try to influence women to do the other most crazy shit, bruh. Honestly, y'all, queens, love yourselves. You guys are beautiful the way you are. And when we talking about BBL specifically, I don't care what your body type is. The gym works. The gym works. I promise you. And it's going to look better. It's going to feel better. And not like, even forget the look better. You genuinely, ladies, you're gonna feel better when you earn that shit, bro. Like, I promise you. You're gonna literally, like, understand that you could do anything. Even make your ass fat. Okay? Take it from Big Bert, man. Do what you want, live your life. It is what it is, but don't be so quick to get under that knife. Y'all so young, man. And that's the bigger issue. Y'all so young doing this shit. Y'all ain't had no kids yet. Y'all ain't did nothing with y'all lives yet. You still living in your parents' house talking about, I need a BBL. Come on, man. I genuinely feel like the only people that should be considering BBLs and stuff like that, you're on the older end of the spectrum. Your body don't work how it used to. You know what I'm saying? You're older. It's harder for you to move around in the gym because you're just genuinely older. You probably had a bunch of kids already, 1, 2, 3 kids. And it's like, okay, I understand where you want to look a certain way and you can't, like, you literally aren't capable of doing what you used to be able to do when you're younger. But y'all girls getting in there and fucking ripping, getting under that needle before you even hit goddamn 25. Still living with your parents. Hey, man.
And at least everyone had
just my opinion,
something done.
Hey, y'all, come with me to get a BBL at 19. It is surgery day.
I'm finished.
Holy.
But why are 18, 19-year-olds out here
Joy
getting
boy,
BBLs?
what up, man?
There are still just too many people out here getting BBLs for this to have been the last we will ever see of it.
So we both see how normalized and popular BBLs are, right? So if
Guys,
I see it and you see it, why does it still give wrong place, wrong time?
BBLs don't really look good in a natural setting, in real life, you know what I mean? Like, they don't really match the energy of the world, like on a regular day basis. Anything professional with a BBL, it doesn't really look good, you know what I mean? It looks like it's not supposed to be there.
Now we have social media reacting to these real life spottings of BBLs outside of their natural habit.
That's just the 30 years you're feeling? Fuck! Bruh. You know what's crazy, bro? Like, I dead ass am about to turn 30 and I've actually, y'all fucking are getting to my heads, bro. That shit didn't used to bother me before, but that shit's starting to bother me, man. Everybody keeps bullying me that I'm gonna fucking turn 30 and my body gonna stop working, and now all of a sudden I'm having chronic back pain. I'm tired of y'all, man. Speak positivity into my life, please. I need it. My back hurts.
In the wild. And people are seriously treating the women that have them like animals spotted outside of their cage.
A BBL and walking is crazy work.
BBL and
This
walking.
should have bought a car instead of a
Yo! Niggas be dead funny, but they be right though. How you went BBL on them and you walking everywhere? Damn! You went BBL and you can't afford gas, shorty?
Craziest BBL. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get a video, but I'm gonna try.
Trooper, you tripping. Oh my.
And you can
No. We're not just gonna.
BBL. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get a video, but I'm gonna try.
I ain't gonna lie, shorty. You might need to go to jail for this one. Shorty, this should be illegal. What the actual... Hold on. Let me hold my tongue before I get in trouble. What is this? Yo, this is what I was talking about though. This is one of them Queen Ant builds. This is crazy.
And you can imagine what happens when family...
And she's short. Was that a... All right, let me chill, bro. Was that a short person?
Friendly spaces are added to the mix too. If people feel uncomfortable seeing BBL...
Sorry, I'm pausing again. But be honest, chat. I know one of y'all freaky frogs are clapping that. I know it. Be honest. I'm talking to you. You know who you are. You know who you are. One of y'all going. Some of y'all are going. Some of y'all are going.
At a gas station, seeing them around their children creates an even bigger conversation.
But y'all don't see how weird and strange it
What
is
up,
to have
Heather?
a schoolhouse. Why do they have BBL teachers? I don't give a f. Y'all be like, oh, y'all judging these women? Yes, because why the f you gonna get a BBL, a fat, juicy ass stand in front of these kids?
I am not in support of people filming, going up to, bullying people who obviously...
Oh my God, Grandma.
Filming, going up to...
No, Grandma. Grandma. Grandma, what is this right there? Bomba clad Lord Jesus Christ. Oh, Lord.
Bullying people who obviously have these obvious figures.
Go ahead, say it again. Say it again.
But if y'all don't know what's happening in that video, basically them kids that you see in that video was walking behind a lady who has a BBL that they didn't feel was right. And they was just saying, these BBLs killing y'all. And she overheard them. So she decided to start recording them and asking them to repeat what they said. And was basically saying it's crazy because it's the young generation. It's
ready, get a hit with the bazooka. Kaboom. Kaboom. Kaboom.
even the kids that are being disrespectful towards people with their bodies that are not appealing.
Just because somebody looks peculiar to you doesn't give you free range to lose your manners. But BBL slander is at an
oh my god, no! Bro, that bitch stuffed a trash bag in her pants. This is bro. No, oh my god. There's no way she wipes properly, gang. There's no way. There's no way she wipes properly, gang. There's literally zero chance. That thing has to stink. Lord, forgive me, for I am not trying to make anyone feel bad. I'm really not. But we do have to have a real conversation. That's crazy.
Time high, because when people see them in person, they feel out of place. And honestly, I don't even think people realize what they're feeling at first. It may just come across as bizarre before anything else, because you've seen it before, just not here.
I've worked with nurses who have had BBLs, and they walk around all day long just all in Meemaw's and Papa's face, knocking over the medication with the can't wrap up no bandages because they all wrapped up. It'd just be a mess. Why are you in here with all that?
When something familiar shows up in an unfamiliar space, it throws a lot of people off. And people are starting to pick up on something else that they can't quite seem to put their finger on.
Oh, I feel like Juke in chat said the lady with the green pants looked like a praying mantis. YouTube. Analytical purposes only. YouTube. Come on. Just an analysis. Not bullying.
BBL should only be for clubs. It's such a life-altering experience when you see a BBL casually in like Target. Oh, mamas.
A cute mantis.
What are you doing here?
Because praying mantises are cute. Exactly.
To be at this section with the bottle. I don't know. It's just like
BBL should only be like for the club aesthetic, right? Because I just feel like a BBL at 8 a.m. that's just too early.
Remember earlier when I said, and without realizing it, that started to form a mental category in people's minds. Well, today, those mental categories aren't staying in their minds. People are boldly coming online and saying this.
Don't shoot the messenger, but we can't tell regular women from sex workers anymore. We can't tell. We can't tell hookers, strippers, escorts, whatever you want to call sex workers. We can't tell sex workers from good, wholesome, regular women anymore.
Okay, let's just sit for a second because this is probably one of the hottest hot takes I have ever heard, because now the conversation is looking a little different. Now people are assigning a role to that body. This has moved from you should only be seen in nightlife spaces to if you have it, you should be using it.
You know what I don't understand? Get this big ass BBL and don't want to twerk.
Fuck with that girl thinker.
Throw that shit. The you at a party. Twerk that butt off that back. I want to see some move.
Here's where the conversation gets a little more uncomfortable, because now it's people turning those assumptions into expectations. They assign where the body should be seen, they assign what the body should be doing, and if you connect the dots, you'll quickly learn that the assignment doesn't just stop at twerking.
If you got a BBL and you ain't tricking, you stupid. That's what BBL's for. If you got a BBL and you don't have a OnlyFans and you ain't dancing and you ain't fucking in a car, you stupid.
BBLs is for tricking. I don't think y'all know that. The BBLs ain't for you go sit back on your job. You go get them BBLs and you ain't doing what you're supposed to do with them.
And I'm really shocked that people are boldly coming online and saying this, but are we really confused on how they got there?
If you're gonna get a BBL or a breast job or both, make sure it relates to the type of work that you're about to do. I'm walking into establishments, I'm supposed to be buying a product, now I want you. Cause you ain't here looking like a damn video vixen.
Because when we trace it back, this didn't just appear out of thin air. This is coming from years.
I don't know how I feel about that. Just cause a bitch got a BBL, she can't work a regular job? I mean, again, I think the conversation for me stays at bad BBL. Y'all already know my thoughts on the BBL overall. But if you're gonna get one, let's just make sure it's proportionate to your body and at least looks natural. Because I feel like we're not judging natural thick women. We're not judging natural thick women in their natural habitats. Like they naturally thick. Ain't nothing they can do about it. I know y'all all had a teacher that was thick as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And you be excited as fuck when she helping Timothy with his math problems in front of you. And you just sitting there like this. Shit, just, whew, you know what I'm saying? Just looking up like that. And then we also had that one teacher who breath always stank. Smell like burnt coffee when they come talk to you. Get all up in your face as just like trying to tell you what 2 + 2 equals. You like, bitch, get the fuck out my face. Please, watch out. So, you know, these are just canon events. And I'm not mad at beautiful women just being beautiful in they natural habitats. But, you know what I'm saying? We just got to keep it a stack. If your shit look crazy, like our praying mantis friend from earlier in the video, that's where it's like, that shit don't look professional in an unprofessional setting.
Of people seeing this exact body type in very specific context. So now when that same look shows up in everyday life, people don't separate the body from what they've been taught it represents.
BBLs will never give classy. They will never give classy, especially not the ones that the girls are buying. BBLs will always give, I sell it for a living. Like, okay, some girls get away with the skinny BBLs. When I'm specifically talking about, I'm talking about the girls with the thighs, those big, gigantic ghetto booties. They will never ever give classy.
When you have this look, the curves, the body, it may subconsciously tell people something you may or may not be trying to say.
There is this stereotype
Enchanting mantis.
with people that get BBLs and say, oh, you're getting BBLs because you're a prostitute. Oh, you're getting BBLs because you're this. Or you're getting BBLs because you want men. That is not true.
And it turns into this idea that once you have that look, people feel like they already know something about you before you even speak.
If I'm looking for somebody that is going to be the mainstay, it's probably not going to be a woman with a BBL.
Y'all already know we do not rock with Corey Holmes on this channel. This individual has said some heinous things. So I don't give a fuck what this nigga's talking about.
Because I know that's mental illness.
Berto, you should get a BBL. Yo, time walks out for a smooth 60 seconds. Time that nigga out.
I like looking at BBL when they wash up in the sink.
And it's a stigma a lot of women don't want tied to them. A lot of them just want to look good for themselves, and I respect that. But we live in a society that doesn't always respect that. So now, not only is the internet telling you that if you have the body, you shouldn't engage with society, you shouldn't step out into the world until the sun goes down, but they're also saying that your body should be
If I ever time you out for like a minute, just know I'm trolling. I don't really give a fuck.
Entire lifestyle.
Why would you get a life-threatening surgery to then go work a minimum wage job? A BBL is supposed to be an investment in your looks. And that investment is supposed to get you higher in the social hierarchy and into better paying jobs.
Now, to some women,
how are you guys getting BBLs working at Target? How did you pay for that? And then if you got somebody else to pay for it, wouldn't you have just rather get the money? Like if I was a girl working at Target and I was gonna finesse a nigga out of money, why would I then take that money and buy a BBL? Like these whole, like, again, I'm not supporting men taking advantage of, women taking advantage of lonely men. But if you're gonna do it, like do it right. Like you gonna take a nigga money, buy a BBL, and then still have to work at Target? Take the nigga money and at least just let it stack in your bank account, invest in a stock or something, like, or something that's gonna make you money. Like, bro, y'all hoes moving. Y'all not even doing it right. Y'all lucky I ain't a bad bitch. Y'all lucky I ain't a bad bitch in 2026. Whew, it'd be bad. Y'all lucky.
women, a BBL can be a surgery that can completely upgrade their self-esteem, maybe put a band-aid over insecurities. But there's another layer to this that a lot of people don't realize.
Joy Boy said you expecting too much from these hoes. Shit, you probably right, bro.
If you're upgrading your self-esteem, okay, just like how that booty got a lift, your environment, access, who you hang around, just your lifestyle in general, it seems needs to get a lift too.
In my head, if you have a BBL, that means that your life is paid for. I don't know why this whole time I've been under the assumption that if you go put yourself on the table knowing that you could possibly, that most of them, then whenever you wake up and you heal after 3 months, shouldn't you be rich now?
I thought a BBL was going to change my life. When I was selling clothing, I wanted to make sure that when I was modeling these clothes, I looked how I wanted to look in them. People are trying to emphasize like, oh, why would you think that unless you're in nightlife or you thought a man was going to, you know, scoop you up, baby? It's never been a better man. In my mind, I was thinking that, you know.
I hate, I'm not going to lie. Hate is maybe a strong word, but when girls get on here and say things like, it's never been about a man. Look, queen, I'm not Mr. Toxic Red Pill or nothing like that. I promise you I'm not. But can we all agree that everything we do at the end of the day, if you are going to the lengths to change your body, that is ultimately stemming from something that you're insecure about. That probably ultimately stems from you wanting validation from other men as a woman. The same way as a guy, I get in the gym and I put muscle on my body, yes, for my own self-confidence and validation, but to sit here and say that, oh, a woman's validation doesn't matter, like, it's cap. Now, that also doesn't mean that I'm looking for fucking compliments out the ass, my nigga, like, but to sit here and say that I genuinely don't, like, I don't care about a woman, I don't care about what women think about me. It's like, no, I want to look better so I can feel more confident and ultimately be a more attractive and more appealing guy. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. We all yearn for some type of validation. To say you don't is just, I genuinely think that's cap. I don't think there's any shame in that. And it's so weird to me when people try to be like, oh, I don't care what anybody else thinks. I think that's actually the lamest shit in the world. If you don't care what anybody else thinks, that means that you literally are like the type of person that doesn't really mesh well with, society. If you don't care what anybody else thinks, you probably don't have good relationships. You probably don't have a lot of friends. Because you literally are a selfish person. You don't care about what anybody else thinks. You're only about yourself. Me personally, I don't know if that's a crazy take or not, but it's like, you said that's looks maxing. I mean, again, looks maxing doesn't have to be inherently negative, bro. It's just people have turned it into like this toxic thing. There is nothing wrong with wanting to be the best looking version of yourself. There's nothing wrong with, wanting to be healthier. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be, more in shape. There's nothing wrong with wanting to put, the best clothes on when you leave your house. There's nothing wrong with these things. But people are taking it to the extreme to where, you don't need to fucking take steroids to get muscles. You don't need to get a BBL to get a fatter ass as a woman. You don't need to fucking put a hammer to your face to improve your looks in your face. Like, there's natural things that you can do and work hard. People want to take shortcuts though. That's where things get toxic. That's where things get weird. There's nothing necessarily wrong with looks maxing, but obviously now when we say it, we think of the worst shit because people are doing the most heinous and disgusting things. But I've always said, you guys should want to be the best version of yourselves and walk around and feel confident and keep leveling up, man. But hey, I guess that's a conversation for another video, bro.
Body looks correct, more money for me and my business.
Now, that whole idea only works if you assume that having this body is sending a certain message.
It's the same way looks maxing and self-improvement is just like negative as fuck now. If you say looks maxing and self-improvement, like, your brain naturally goes to like the most toxic version of it now, because it's like, oh, he's red pill, oh, he's toxic masculinity. It's like, but in actuality, like, it doesn't have to be this negative thing.
Because it's not always doing that. The body alone is being taken as a signal, and that can get dangerous.
Imagine paying to overly sexualize yourself just to get offended when you get overly sexualized. I'm not gonna lie, that's exactly what these BBLs is doing to y'all. Y'all literally just asking for it at this point. And to get offended that a man wanna come up and talk to you knowing that your ass is sitting out abnormally from any other woman is kind of crazy. It's kind of mental, actually. Like, you know what you're doing at the end of the day. You're not stupid. So you can't be mad at the attention that you're getting and that you're attracting. You asked for it.
My thing is, how can you come to this conclusion for the women who surgically look like this? Because it's starting to sound like you're saying any woman who's built like this is just asking for it. And I don't like that. It's such a tricky topic that I'm quite literally walking on eggshells about, because in theory, it makes sense why people associate and tie these type of bodies into that nightlife lifestyle. But then it's like, now you're basically saying that the women that have these bodies need to trick themselves out or be streetwalkers because of their bodies. And then what about the women who naturally have have that body. Are we going to start calling them natural born strippers? So
yeah. And that, I already made that point, and that just makes me feel like I should end the video right here, because now I feel like I've said everything that needs to be said. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. If you want to watch the rest of this, you know I leave the link to the original video in the description. I love y'all, appreciate y'all. Where you at, family? My name's Berto. Where you at, Berto? I'll see you on the next one. I'm going.
Where you at, Berto? I made this shit look too easy.